Welcome to Estherpreneur, a podcast for entrepreneurs and leaders doing business and life God's way. Each week, we discuss biblical and practical tips to improve your mind, business, spirit, relationships, and finances. Listen along as I speak with special guests on how to thrive in all aspects of life. Hi, I'm Edna. Like many of you, I wear many hats. I'm a military wife, mother, author, certified John Maxwell business and executive coach, trainer, and founder of Favor and Wealth, where we help the good guys win. So tune in as we bring on the light.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Estherpreneur podcast, where we're building our businesses on a foundation of all things biblical wisdom and, of course, service. I'm your host, Edna Harding, and today we're diving into a crucial topic, and that is sales. Now, for those of you guys who started with me a while back, I'm talking about 2006, okay? You know that my passion and my heart has always been sales. Sales has been my lane from the get go. It's something that I love talking about. Something that I enjoy doing. It's something that I am good at. And part of the reason why I think I'm really good at sales is because I'm a really good evangelist. Okay, you're like, I'm not following, Edna. What do you mean? What does evangelism have to do with sales? Well, let me tell you, my friends, evangelism is sales. Okay, so this episode's going to be awesome. I think you are going to like the similes or metaphors I'm going to be using. I don't even know if I'm using the right terms, essentially, but basically the biblical analogies that's going to basically blend both sales and evangelism together. All right? You guys ready? All right. So, how can we approach sales in a way that's not only effective, but also glorifying to God? Okay, so we're going to talk and walk through a sales process based on timeless principles, which we will integrate biblical wisdom and into each step. Okay, so if you've been wondering how do we align our sales process with the Bible, stay tuned. This episode is for you. Now, as for those of you guys who are joining in and you've never heard me before, my name is Edna Harding. I'm the founder of Favor and Wealth. I'm a growth strategist, both business and personal growth, utilizing timeless wisdom and timely methods. And so, if you are looking for ways to incorporate the wisdom that come from God into your business, this is the right place for you. So let's go ahead and get started, okay? Let's get started with the basic. So let's talk about the typical buying process. Now, for those of you guys who hired me one-on-one, you know that I talk about this, especially as a foundation for the sales, because you need to understand what the typical buying process is. But instead of focusing on just the sales tactics, we're going to talk about it in a way that serves and bless others right from the start, okay? So let's look at Proverbs 11:25. It says, "A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed." And that's our first step, approaching sales with a spirit of service, okay? Sales is a service. Let me say that again. Sales is a service. Okay. The first step in identifying a need is the first step in identifying a need. The first step in sales is identifying a need. Sorry, guys. I think I ate too much of these. By the way, guys, I'm going through like a nutrition kick. So I'm trying to eat a lot of protein, a lot of healthy, what do you call those? My gosh, my brain so like antioxidants and things like that. And what's that word? Oh my God, super greens, like green foods, super green foods. Am I even saying this right? Oh my gosh, my nutritionist is going to kill me. Anyway, so I'm eating a lot of those and I have so much energy sometimes. I think faster than I speak. So just bear with me. I'm recording this in the afternoon. Normally, I'm an early person, but today I was working on a few projects that for my clients. And so, Anyway, I'm saying all this. Just bear with me today, guys. Just know that I'm trying my best here. Okay, so let's again get back on track. The first step is to identify a need. Basically, you need to identify a problem you can genuinely solve. But rather than seeing this as a way to just make a sale, you gotta think of it as an opportunity to serve. Now, like, oh, that's so lame, that's so cliche, Edna. I'm telling you guys, you have to really look at it as if you are truly solving problems for your customer. Because when you offer a solution with the intention of helping, it changes everything. And remember in Proverbs 11:25, it says, when you refresh others, God will refresh you. We're not called to chase transactions, we're called to serve, okay? So let's move from seeing customers as numbers to seeing them as people with real needs that we can meet. Okay. I remember before when I started in sales, I remember my manager, Rick, was like saying, it's all contact sport. It's a contact sport. The more people you contact, the more people will say no. The more people will say yes. Or yeah, the more people will say no, and eventually someone will say yes or something like that. Oh my gosh, it's been a while. But and it's even in the digital marketing space, right? They know that about 1 to 3%, 5% at most will say yes to you. And so it's a contact sport. The more fish they put into the net, so they pay for 1,000 attendees and they know 1% or 3% is going to convert. That's going to equate that they want to make sure that the ROI based on the advertising spend is worth, that 1 to 3%. Does that make sense? So what am I saying this? It's not about numbers. That's the opposite of the world systems versus God systems. You cannot look at customers as numbers or as revenue. Do you guys hear me? Oh my gosh, I hope you're hearing me by way of the Spirit. You cannot look at your customers as numbers or dollar signs. You have to look at them as people with real needs that we can meet. Okay? All right. Hope that got into your brain. Okay. I feel the oh my goodness, I feel the spirit of God right now. Okay, number 2. Let's talk about fine-tuning your solution. Okay, Philippians chapter 1 verse 9 to 10 encourages us to grow in knowledge and in depth of insight so that we can discern what is best. You know what? Fine-tuning is about listening. You got to listen to God's wisdom and the unique needs of the person you're speaking to. What specific problems are they facing? How can your product or service meet that need in a way that truly makes a difference? Right? You got to think of it like Jesus meeting each person where they were and giving them exactly what they needed. He didn't give them what they wanted. He gave them what they needed. And what is that the opposite of? In the world, they teach you, sell them what they want. Sell them what they want, not what they need. But in Jesus's method, sell them what they need, not what they want. Oh, come on, my friends. I just drop a truth bomb and I hope you hear it by way of the Spirit. This is a difference between the world's ways and God's ways. Let's go to number 3. Building trust is essential. Okay. Proverbs 22:1 says, a good name is more desirable than great riches. Trust begins with integrity, my friends. If we're committed to doing business God's way, we need to be integrous, honest, and reliable in every interaction. What does that mean? Let your yes be yes and your no's be no. Okay. Trust isn't just about offering the right solution. It's about being the right kind of person. Okay. Here's the thing, guys. Do not sell anything to anybody until you have gained their trust, period. Okay. This whole mentality of the world to sell you based on emotion or to sell you based on hype, to sell you based on social proof, right? Because like, oh, you can trust me. Look, all these people who trust me. My friends, you have to listen to the peace inside of you, okay? And you have to be the bearer of peace, right? the Bible says for us to wear the scriptures talks about one of our weapons is the gospel of peace, like the shoes of peace. Like when they interact with us, do they feel peace? Oh, come on, Jesus. I am preaching right now, and you guys better be running around the corners because I am preaching. Even I know I'm preaching, okay? This is supposed to be a strategic episode, but I feel like I'm preaching right now. Okay? Bring the gospel of peace. Ask your customers, do you feel peace about this? Or is it pressure? And I always say, if you feel pressure, don't go with it. Don't hire me if you don't feel peace. Only hire me when you feel peace. Okay? And I mean that. I mean that. I don't want to twist people's arms to work with me. I want people to know without a shadow of doubt that I am who I say I am and that I am the solution to their problem. Does that make sense? I always tell people, pray about it. And if you feel led, come join us. All right? Because when we position ourselves as someone trustworthy, we're not just gaining a client, we're building a relationship. All right. Number 4, social proof as evidence of God's work. Of course, eventually you need to have social proof, right? You can't be in business and not have any customers. Okay. So, meaning if they're your first customer, let them know they're your first paying customer, but you have helped people do the same thing. You have to sell something that you have produced results for. And if you haven't produced results yet, my friends, do not sell them anything. Offer it for free as a gift. Make sure you can deliver on your promise, not just in theory, but actuality, then sell them. Does that make sense? Matthew 7:16 says, Jesus said, you will recognize them by their fruits. Social proof or sharing success stories essentially is the fruit of your work. So when we share testimonials or success stories, or even give referrals or references, it reassures people that we can deliver. But than that, it shows how God has blessed our work. So your client's success will then testify to the effectiveness of the solutions that God gave you and to the favor of God over your life and over your business. However, and this is a big however, there is a balance between social proof or be showing God's faithfulness to you and pride. You don't want to go get so caught up. Oh, look at all the houses I built. Look at this and this and this. And this is the thing about or what I notice about the difference between the world and God's people is the world will flaunt the riches and be like, look at me, look at all the things I have, buy from me and you could have this. Okay? Instead of focusing on your riches, why don't you talk about the blessings that your people have had that has worked with you? And mind you, my friends, not everything has to be materialistic. Sometimes peace and joy, clarity, strength, wisdom, and hope are even better than riches. Oh, come on. I'm preaching again, my friends. Do you hear me? Do you guys hear the truth that are coming out of my mouth? I'm going to listen to this episode myself because this is just coming from the throne room of God, my friends. Listen to me. It's not all about material gain. It's about gains in the spirit realm. Oh my goodness, gains in the soul. Oh my goodness, gains in the mind, my friends. Because guess what? When your soul is taken care of, the natural part, the external things, including your finances, will also be taken care of. So if you're feeling stuck right now, if you feel like, oh my gosh, where's the fruits? How come I'm not seeing any tangible fruits? Could it be that your soul is sick? Could it be that God is still working in your spirit, man? My friends, remember, He doesn't care about the external things. He looks at your heart, okay? Why am I saying this? Okay. Because you got to discern your spirit. You got to test your heart. You got to make sure that as you're sharing this social proof, that it is coming from a pureness of heart. Okay. Number 5, understanding your audience. All right, I feel like I need to drink water, but it's okay. The kitchen is very far away. Romans 12:15 encourages us to rejoice with those who rejoice, mourn with those who mourn. Knowing your audience is more than just knowing their demographics, okay? It's about empathy. When you connect with your clients emotionally, they feel understood. So before trying to make a sale, you got to invest in understanding who they are, their challenges, and their goals. Christ showed us this, that true connections happens when we meet people in their reality, showing them that we care and that we truly care, right, about their lives. Okay. So there's a difference between that we care and that we truly care. There is a big difference. So let me give you an example. How many of you guys have had a coach before, and once you stop paying them, they're no longer your friend, or they no longer stop checking on you, or they no longer stop being a blessing to they stop making being a blessing to you? Why? Because you're just a number. That's the difference between the world's ways and God's ways. For me, you could ask any of my clients, that those who are no longer with me and those who are still with me, right? Those who are no longer with me, I still treat them the same, whether they're paying me the big bucks or whether they're getting my free resources. Even the clients that I'm working with now, the ones that said no to me and didn't want to work with me, I still treat them the same way. I'm not going to treat them differently because they can't afford me or because they said, no, I don't think I want to work with you. Like, those things doesn't affect my heart or my action towards you. However, if there's a lack of integrity, if there's some sort of abuse, if there's some sort of lies, then yes, I will not cut you off, but I will distance myself from you because I don't have time for that, right? So anyway, my point is, be the same person regardless of who is around you, okay? I'm the same way, for example, I'm the same way to my family as I am the same way with my customers and my friends. I'm the same Edna. I'm still goal driven. My husband sometimes he is like, oh, you got your business mode on. And I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just my nature because I am the same person. I am what I am, like Jesus said, all right? Number 6, present with clarity and purpose. Next, we have to present our solution with clarity and purpose. Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision and make it plain on tablets so he may run who reads it. Just like Habakkuk was instructed to make the vision clear, we need to ensure that our presentation of the solution is straightforward. Because when we speak clearly, we can show how we can solve clients' problems clearly, right? We empower them to make a confident decision. The reason why people don't say yes is because they're unclear about your solution and how you can help them. Oh, come on, my friends. I'm preaching again. Do you have clarity in your presentation about your solution? Which is why I'm such a big, big, big advocate for a signature framework and a signature program. You need to know your program ins and outs, and you need to know your customers ins and out, and you need to be able to explain with clarity how you could take your customer from point A, which is where they are, to their promised land, and clear roadmap for them to follow. And these are all the things I go over during my Business Unlimited growth mentoring program. If you guys are listening to this and if you want to learn more, go to my website, favorinwealth.com. Click on services, group growth mentoring. Doors are open now. You could start signing up now. Official launch is November 22nd. Just go ahead and apply. And I promise you, if you're applying, you're more than likely hearing the Spirit of the living God, and more than likely you will get in. So you don't let that additional application step stop you. It's only $297 a month, guys. I am telling you, you need to join now. This is the perfect time to join, okay? Because I know that God is accelerating things for his body. So hear me by way of the Spirit. If you are looking for a sign, this is it. All right, number 7, make a compelling offer, okay? With integrity now, okay? Let's talk about the offer. Matthew 5:37. Jesus says that your yes be yes and your no be no. This is the heart of a compelling offer. It's grounded in integrity. There's no need for gimmicks, my friends. Our offer should be transparent, honest, and valuable. When we present our offer that genuinely fills a gap, and when we do so with clarity, that's important, and integrity, it will resonate deeply with people. All right, let's go to number 8. Sorry, guys, if I'm rushing, it's because my kids are about to come home and I want to finish this podcast recording before they come home. Now, here's where things come to full circle. Attitude. Matthew chapter 10, verse 45 reminds us that the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve. Selling, when done with a servant's heart, become an act of ministry. Remember, our work as business owners is not just about transactions, it's about transformation. So, when we offer our services, we're not just fulfilling a need, my friends, we're helping people solve problems that matter to them. So, as I mentioned before, in any of my trainings or of any of my coaching sessions, your business is your ministry to serve others. I don't look at my business as a business. It is a business. Yes, I have to make profit, and yes, I have to generate income, but my goal ultimately is to serve people with my giftings and the solutions that God gave me for their business. All right. And let's go to number 9. Sowing faith and experience with humility. In Psalm 71, David says, "My mouth will tell of your righteous deeds, of your saving acts all day long." You know, sharing our journey or experiences humbly reminds clients of the bigger picture. Our success and even our trials are all part of God's given purpose. This builds a sense of authenticity. So it's not about boasting, it's about testifying to God's goodness in your work and in your life. So don't just talk about the good stuff, talk about the bad stuff and the redeeming power of the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember that seed your story and let it inspire those you serve. Your story, you know, the Bible says that we overcome the enemy by the blood of a lamb and our word of their testimonies. This is why I like to share about my testimony, the things I had overcome. Because I know that that's really what's going to set the captives free. It's through my story of God's divine hand intervening in my life. All right. So as we close today, let's remember 1 Corinthians 15:58, which encourages us to give ourselves fully to the work of the Lord, because we know that your labor in the Lord is not in vain. When we approach sales with a heart of service, when we make an impact that goes beyond financial gain, we're actually sowing the seeds of divine revelation and divine wisdom in people's lives. Because when people start seeing that the ways of God works for your business, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, well, how about if the ways of God will actually work for my business? Because the thing is, the reason why people follow the world systems, because in their mind, the world systems work better than God's systems, right? And so my challenge for you today is utilize these principles from the Bible and apply it to your business. Pray over your sales process, ask God for wisdom, and remember that when you serve others with integrity and then incorporate the ways of God into your day-to-day sales and business operations, you're bringing his kingdom to earth. You're actually manifesting the kingdom government on earth through your business. All right? I know I could go on with that and teach a whole new hour regarding that. And if that's something you want to learn about, join my program. The reason why I'm plugging in is because I'm evangelizing to you. I'm telling you guys, the answer to your problem is Business Unlimited program. I am telling you by way of the Spirit, this is what you're looking for. You need to join now. All right. So again, if you enjoyed today's episode, I encourage you to subscribe to the Estherpreneur podcast for more insights and biblical wisdom for business. If you're interested in learning more, you can also download our free resources or join our community of faith-driven entrepreneurs, all on my website, favorinwealth.com. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, you're not just running a business, you're building an impact to the kingdom of God. Well, blessings, my friend, and until next time, keep shining. Thanks for joining us this week on Estherpreneur. Make sure to visit our website, favorinwealth.com, for more information on our services. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes, or if you simply tell a friend about the show, that would help me out too. Also, check out my book, The Ugly Side of Sales, available on Amazon, where I share 7 of my secrets on how to win and grow business the right way. Until next time, keep shining.